Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Ibrahim, and in today's video I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the importance of Surah Al Kaafirun. The very first point I want to quickly make is that Surah Al Kaafirun is all about the disbelievers. So Kafirun means disbelievers. And so the surah is talking about the people who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messengers that were sent. This is a Makki surah, and so it has 6 ayahs, and it was reviewed before the hijrah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, this surah talks about many evil offers, and 3 of them include money, women, or king. The next one is that there was one more offer, right? There was one more offer to compromise with the religion. All of these offers, money, women, and king, they were actually compromising with the religion of Islam. And so they were like, okay, come on, we will worship Islam for 1 year and then you worship our idols for the next year, which the Prophet ﷺ declined. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied to that offer by revealing the following surah. And so this is through Surah Al Kaafirun. And so the people replied, the Prophet ﷺ replied, if you give me the sun in my one hand and moon in my other hand, I will still not accept your offer, i.e. the whole world wealth. So if he has the wealth of the whole world, he will basically still not accept that offer. And so nothing can basically make him accept that offer. And so I want to quickly mention is that by doing shirk, 1% of shirk destroys basically 99% of your tawheed. And so that's basically all gone. And shirk is first of all associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and shirk is a major sin in Islam. And so seeing shirk is very, very, very dangerous. I want to quickly go through the translation of this surah now. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون. Say, O disbelievers, لا أعبد ما تعبدون. I am not going to worship what you worship. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. You are not going to worship what I worship. ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم. I will not worship what you worship. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. So this is the repetition of ayah 3. Now this ayah has been repeated, which we will go into more detail later. لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينِ. For you is your religion and for me is my religion. So now I'm going to quickly jump back to ayah 1 and I'm going to give you more information about that. So it says, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Say, O disbelievers. So this is the answer to how to address if someone asks you to compromise with your religion or mix it up with other religions. The next point is the ayah 2. لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. I am not going to worship what you worship. It's clear and simple. I only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I do not worship what you worship. In this case, I do not worship idols. So as a Muslim, we don't worship idols, which is known as shirk, if we worship idols. Then the ayah 3, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. It's saying you are not going to worship what I worship, which means, to make it more clear, they do not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so they worship their idols, but they're just trying to pretend that they will worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they are actually not going to be worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ayah 4, وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ. I will not worship what you worship. And so it basically says you are calling us to worship idols. Clearly, we will not worship them. So we'll do no sajda, no praise, no dua to idols, because it's known as shirk. And ayah 5 actually says, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Now this is actually a repetition of ayah 3. Now why has this ayah actually been repeated? Mufassirun has given many reasons. Very famous is to emphasize the importance of this ayah, which is the exact same as ayah 3. So it's repeating this ayah to make the point, to make a really clear point, to make it more important. And the last ayah, لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينِ. For you is your religion and for me is my religion. And so this was the response that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to the people who say, oh yes, you are a Muslim, but still you can do a bit of this, worship a bit of this, worship our idols, no, all of this, right? No, that's wrong. We have to enter the religion, Islam, completely. And so there's no mixing of other religions. It's not allowed in Islam at all. And so you follow your religion, we follow our religion. That's how that is basically being mentioned. So I'm going to quickly give you some information about the lessons I learned from this surah. So the very first one, Islam is not a part-time religion. Islam is not a part-time religion, but instead it's a full-time religion. It's for the opposite. But you don't switch on and off in Islam. Right, so it's not like you worship Islam for 1 year and then you worship the idols the next year. Like that was the offer before. The Prophet ﷺ actually used to recite this specific surah in Fajr prayer and Maghrib prayer. And this surah gives us a reminder about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially when you are surrounded by other religions. And so this surah helps you to stay firm on deen. So it's just to stay on Islam, which is our religion, and so no shirk, and there should be iman and faith. This surah talks about tawheed, which is the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and surah also talks about shirk. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly, and so we do not need any person or idols in between, so it's pure tawheed, no shirk. Finally, this surah also teaches us that we should treat non-Muslims with the same way that we treat our family members, teachers, and our dear Muslims. Because lakum deenukum waliya deen. For you is your religion, and for me is my religion. And that's basically pretty much it for this video. This was the importance of Surah Al Kaafirun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will meet you with another important surah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.